Into account.
Hi, my name is Erin from Orchid.
Do you know you're live? You do? Okay. Everyone's telling you. So what are you doing? Speak. See, speak.
Well, hello everybody, it's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron and Weekends with Mr. Cast Iron. And like Charlie said, it's a late one tonight. We've had to make some adjustments to accommodate our guest, which we always like to do, so that's never a problem. We're looking forward to it. Teresa's my sidekick over here, Mrs. Cast Iron. So good to see everybody here, and let me go ahead and pull our guest on here. Mr. Ronnie, Southern Food Junkie, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
All right, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, doing good.
Good deal, good deal. Well, good to have you. I got Mrs. Cast Iron here with me. She's going to try to keep me lined out. You know how that goes, right? Does your wife do that to you?
Yeah, she tries to keep me in line, too.
Does she? Well, can you see the chat, see the comments up in your top right-hand corner there? Looks like we got several people in the house
Yeah,
here.
I see the chats.
Okay, Papa Tex is there. Let's see, who else? We got our buddy Grilling and Chilling with Coleman down in Texas.
That old right there,
Let's see, Mark T. Old Garden Gnome up in Maine. So good to have Mark. I think he may already be having to bounce out. Charlie's with us, Pickles. And we got our moderator Cooking with Stephen Jacqueline down in Trinidad, island of Trinidad. Good to have Stephen with us always. He keeps us lined out, so we certainly always appreciate Stephen. Let's see, Skip's popped in here, Long's Quest. We got Craig with Behind the Garage Barbecue. Who else have I missed here, Therese? I don't know. What did I see? What is it?
Did you get him? Any him?
Yep, got all them. So,
all Stephanie's in here somewhere.
Stephanie's in here already too. I didn't see her.
I thought I saw her.
Let me look here real quick.
There
Yeah, Ginger Snap Kitchen. She says I'm live.
She was
I guarantee.
trying to tell you.
Yeah, I was just trying something out a little bit there, folks. Something new, a little bit of intro music there. I hope that didn't bother anybody. We're just trying some new things, trying to make some things fresh and everything. Thank you for the sponsorship by Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve's bringing this show on. So, we're going to do a giveaway at some time tonight, somewhere probably around 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes into the show. And so we'll give you a word to put in the comment section there, and we'll do a drawing. You got to be present to win. So with that all said, let's see if we can't pick on Ronnie a little bit here. You guys know the routine. If you have any questions for Ronnie, be sure and pop them in the chat room here with @Mr. Cast Iron or a couple, 2 or 3 question marks in front of it. So, Teresa and I can, one or the other of us can spot it and try to get it up on the screen here. So, Stephanie said you blew my mind. I don't know what
Mine too.
what, the music?
You were live, and we were just all
That's
waiting
on
on
you
you.
to speak, wasn't he?
I love it. Anyway.
Y'all see what I deal with now.
Yeah,
Pickles blew his nose.
That's Charlie. Yeah, so anyway, with that all being said, let me get some banners running here. But anyway, Ronnie, what
Yes, sir.
made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Wow. I've had YouTube probably 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
And I think originally I started one, it was like a family channel. And it was mainly just to put our, family's videos on. And at the same time, I was always interested in, originally when I started this Southern Food Junkie channel, I was going to restaurants and doing like reviews and things. And I wanted to do restaurants that were kind of like, people wouldn't know about, they wasn't franchises. They were like back road type restaurants, hole in the wall places.
yeah,
But, after I started doing this and I quickly ran out of places to go to that was in my area, after, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. So I started adding other stuff to it, like
Yeah.
food reviews to kind of, have some content. And I've always been interested in cooking. And so I thought I would share that too. I probably would have been better off if I just stuck with one kind of avenue there, with the niche, just sticking with the restaurants. But most of the time, a lot of people are not searching out these places anyway. So,
yeah.
but
Well,
that's kind of what got me into it, I guess. It was the family channel, and then I like cooking. So,
yeah. Well, we got another friend. I don't see him in here yet, but before I get into that, let me little Eric's in here, and he said he's got to go. He's got school tomorrow, so we got a little buddy down in Trinidad that has a cooking show, and
oh yeah,
but he likes to pop in here too. He's a good friend of ours, and so anyway, have a good night, Eric. We appreciate you stopping in, little buddy. But we've got another friend here, Mac from Small Town Texas Barbecue. He does not interviews, but reviews of barbecue joints and stuff like that, other eating places like that in Texas. So he does similar to that. So he did pretty good with it, and always bringing us different places that he's able to stop in. So
yeah.
I think that's a pretty good idea. If you're able to, pop in and get some people that's willing to allow you to do that.
It's really hard to film video restaurant reviews because if you think about it, the lights are always kind of dim in there.
Yeah.
So, and it's always noisy, with all the background chatter and stuff. It's real hard to get a good film on it. So, I kind of had my little routine. What I would do, I would kind of show some of the parking lot and the front of the building. Then I would kind of show a little bit of what the inside looked like, and then the menu. And then I would show what my food looked like. And then I guess the main meat of the video would be me talking about it once I got outside, like how I felt about it. And when I go back. And I always said I try not really to, I don't want to bash nobody.
Right.
If it was someplace I really, truly didn't, probably like a lot, I probably just wouldn't, share that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of have done one out of all of them that might have been a little negative, but I still would go back to that place. I still want to try something else, when I'm back in that area again. But what I had that night wasn't all that good. So, but I'm trying to be positive on it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mom and pop places a lot of times. I don't want to hurt their business.
Right. Well, it looks like Dustin, our buddy down in Tennessee, says, "Hey guys, how's everyone? So good to have Dustin with us again tonight." Who else did I miss? Grumpus on fire. Good to have Grumpus with us. Where did I see? There he is, right there. Who else did I miss here? I think we about got everybody. So good to have everybody in the chat room. Like I said, once again, guys, you all know the routine. If you have a question for Ronnie, be sure and pop that up. But anyway, we'll kind of move along here. how did you get started cooking? I mean, what was your first memory of cooking? Was that with your mom or grandma?
Yeah.
Or
Man, I've been cooking since I was real young, 8, 9 years old. So, probably something like a grilled cheese or, scrambled eggs, something like that. It's probably what the first thing I cooked.
Yeah.
But I can remember going over to my friend's house and they had no clue about cooking anything. And I can remember cooking, like my friend, he hated eggs. He's like, he didn't eat hardly anything. And I can remember cooking him some eggs one time. I threw a little garlic salt in there. And he wanted his mom to cook him eggs. And then he learned how to cook from that. That was not like the only thing he knew how to cook. But yeah. My mom, she cooks. My dad, he cooked. He didn't cook as much as my mom, but he cooked too. And my dad, like if it was fried fish, my dad was cooking that, or if it was sausage gravy, my dad would do that. My mom would cook the biscuits. So I just picked it up from watching them.
Yeah, that's cool. What did you say that you started? When did you say you started your channel? Like it was 2016.
Was it 16?
16?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah,
that's what I saw.
2016. Well, I noticed that you're getting close to almost 1 million views.
Yeah, I'm getting close. I try not to look at that too much, but
wow,
that's a big milestone.
It is, man. That's impressive, sure enough. But some of your videos, I've noticed some of them have done real well, haven't they?
I'm waiting for one. I still haven't got one over 100,000 yet. I'm waiting for that too. That's something else I'm waiting for. So
yeah. Well, what other kind of food channels do you like to watch? I mean, we all have, of course, everybody here in the chat room. We all try to watch each other. And there's another buddy of mine, Cam V. I didn't see him pop in there. Good to have Cammy with us. So, what did he say? Wait a minute, I missed that. I'm always ready for Southern food except the seafood. Can't have it. Yeah, he don't like seafood.
Papa said he loves biscuits.
I love seafood though.
Papa loves biscuits.
He has a great biscuit video. Yeah.
Food channels. I watch Papa Texas and I watch Charlie at Pickles. He needs to get some more videos out though.
I'm glad you said that. You're absolutely right. We dog him all the time. He'll make them on Instagram, but he won't. He won't put them on YouTube for some reason. But
I watch all kind of channels. Honestly, I have so many interests. Kind of like me and you was talking before we went on air. I like outdoors, hunting, fishing, and I like growing things. I like gardening, growing food, and so I watch homestead channels. I watch other people that do cooking and canning and smoking, and I like cooking and grilling with AB too. That's somebody me and him kind of started about the same time, and man, his channel has blown up.
Yeah, it sure has. Sure has. Well, you ain't far behind. You'll be right there. You keep on going.
I might not never get that.
Charlie's got a question for you. He says, do you like outdoor cooking? I know he has an Orion cooker. What got you into that cooker?
Well, honestly, that company contacted me on that and asked me would I be interested in doing a review on it originally. And kind of how I approach that. If somebody contacts me, if it's something that I would use or something that I would like, I'm not going to recommend something that I think is really junk or, in other words, I'm going to be honest about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If somebody were to send me, I've had people send me some food products and stuff, and if I don't like it, I'm not going to really share it. And a lot of times I don't really call it a review. I'm just telling, I'm just do a video on it and tell people what it is, and if I like it, that's kind of what I look at. I really shouldn't use the term review, but the Orion people had contacted me and asked me, would I be interested in doing a review on one? So I said, yeah, I would. Like it was made really good. I had watched some videos on it, and I'm gonna tell you what. I love that thing, especially for cooking a chicken or a turkey.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. I mean, and it's just a set it and forget it type method. You can light it, set your timer, and come back out when the timer's done and your bird's done.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it tastes good. It's not probably, like if you smoke something on a pit boss or like a regular wood fire smoker, it probably would be a little bit better, like the smoke flavor.
Yeah.
But for the convenience and it's all stainless steel, I just like it. But yeah, they actually contacted me on that, so that's how I got that.
Are you doing a lot of sponsorships or reviews like that, or?
Not, I really hadn't done one in a while. I mean, it's been a good while since I've done one.
Yeah.
There's a spice company collecting spices that I did one for, and that might be the last one. But it's probably been a year or so.
Yeah.
But it was a small company, and it was they sent me some spices to try. So
Are they pretty much reaching out to you, or are you reaching out to them?
Here probably the last 2 or 3 years, the ones that I've done, it's been people that's reached out to me, which, like I said, hadn't been like a ton.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody else gets the little emails from people over in China trying to get you to buy something off of Amazon. I don't mess with none of that stuff because I don't know if it's a scam or what.
Right.
But in the beginning, I would reach out to people, and I found that I had more success reaching out to the company on Instagram, like messaging them on Instagram.
Yeah.
So if anybody's looking at doing some stuff like that was a good method. But it was kind of a mixture of both. Some people would contact me. Sometimes I would contact them.
Yeah.
It was something that I thought, like I know one time I reached out to a company. I didn't never hear back from this company at all, but like I was interested in doing some fermenting, making like some sauerkraut and stuff. And this company had these cool little airlocks that went on top of actually it was a kit. So I hadn't reached out to them, but I didn't ever hear back from them.
Yeah.
And you get that.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking backstage earlier before we started, and you mentioned you got some other channels. You care to elaborate a little bit on that with us? Share that with us?
I have Early Bird Farms SC, which is kind of like I share stuff like gardening and farm tours. I mean, I technically don't have I've had animals in the past, but like I'll share stuff that I'm doing on my property here. We have 15 acres here, and we live in South Carolina. So I'll share, like if I'm working on changing the oil on my bush hog or something, or changing something on a lawnmower. And I planted about 20 chestnut trees from seed this year, and some pawpaw trees. I started some pawpaw trees from seed. So I kind of just share stuff like that, and it's also for me to look back on too, is to see my property as it changed and kind of documenting that. But then I have an outdoor channel called Hunker Down Outdoors, and it's like hunting, fishing, outdoor stuff, Yeah.
Do you involve your children with any of it?
Yeah, they've been on a good many of my cooking videos.
I saw them on.
They love to be in there.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah. Papa says, how often do you shave your head?
Oh.
Papa, come on. Papa, how often are you cutting your hair now? I've seen him cutting it getting up.
He's got that comb over, ain't he?
Yeah. He's looking quite snappy with that, though,
Yeah.
But I shave it about once a week. It looks like it's razored, but it's not. That's just a buzz over right there. I just don't have no hair right there. That's good. I like that politics. When it gets to summertime, I might stick the razor to it a little bit often.
Yeah. Pickle's got a question for you. So, what's your favorite thing to grow in your garden?
I love tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm gonna tell you, I have not the last 2 years. I have not had good success with them. I don't
Yeah.
know why. What I'm doing. Uh, this year, my tomatoes. I had two. I had planted only 5 tomato plants, different varieties, and I had 2 that did really, really good. And I mean, them things ended up about 8, 9 foot tall. They ended up growing and then bending over because
Hmm.
I ran out of a trellis. It went way past my trellis system.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like tomatoes, and I planted. I like growing garlic too. That was the first time I tried that was last year. So I grew a bunch of garlic, and it did really good. I grew it in a big container that I had built. So I ended up with a good bit of garlic.
We didn't do good with garlic, did we?
No, I didn't do very good with garlic. That's old clay ground around here. But
That's what made me. I got a lot of clay ground too, and the dirt. A lot of people call it bull tile around here. It's kind of a yellowish looking clay,
mm-hmm.
and so I built this. I think it's 2 foot wide. 2 foot. It's 4 foot wide and 2 foot in length, and then it's about 2.5 foot deep. And then I took water bottles, just empty water bottles, and filled the bottom of it up about halfway. And then I put some weed barrier down,
Mm-hmm.
just to separate the soil from the water bottles. And then I put compost in there. And so I got about 2 foot of compost in there, and I keep adding to it every year.
Yeah.
And I did a soak on the garlic. I soaked it in rubbing alcohol for 10 minutes, and then I soaked it overnight in fish emulsion, which is a fertilizer,
Right.
like a liquid fertilizer. And then I planted them. I planted them in October of last year, and then within 3 days they had done sprouted. They had green sprouts on them.
Wow.
So I guess it was just first time luck, but they did really good.
Rubbing alcohol, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that there's a company online that's actually one of my friends that I watch, Rob the Separate Garden, Ession's Garden.
Mm-hmm.
He had talked about soaking it in vodka. So and me personally, I don't drink, so I had some rubbing alcohol here at the house.
Yeah.
And I come across a company that sells garlic, and they mentioned. Well, when Rob mentioned it, I wanted to know why. Like I didn't know why you did that. Like, what's the purpose? So I got to looking, and then I come across an article from a company that actually sells garlic to plant, and they had the fish emulsion part and the rubbing alcohol, and they said the soaking helps kill fungus on it. And
oh, okay. Yeah.
it just pretty much sterilizes it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Baking soda in tea.
Baking soda in tea.
I watched that video. You put baking soda in your tea.
Yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
You didn't, but your mom does.
I personally don't, but my mom does. Yeah. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. They call it tempering, but it when I ask my mom, of course, she just says, "Well, my mom always did it." So, you know how that goes. But I think, like with coffee, both of them are really, has acid in it, and I think that baking soda kind of, helps neutralize that. I mean, you don't put much. It's like, like a quarter of a teaspoon, if that.
Yeah.
And then it also makes it really dark. So it's for my mom. She likes it that dark color. That's why she does it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So a lot of people have to do that.
Kills that acid, or
exactly.
Well, same. I mean, some people put a little bit of baking soda in their white beans, to supposedly kill the gas, I guess.
Yeah. Would you say potato? Is that what you said?
No, in white beans, soup beans.
They put what in it though?
Baking soda.
Oh.
A little bit of baking soda.
So my mom and a lot of family members will they'll peel a white potato and put in the beans when they cook it. And they say that does that because
it does the same thing.
Don't eat the potato.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if it works or not.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. Everybody in the chat room, I just want to mention that, Lee got to come home this week. Thank everyone for your donations. We raised a little over $2,200, I think, for Lee and his family. And I mean, the GoFundMe page is still going. I've got it here on the screen. But thank everyone for your donations. I know Lee appreciates that. And but he actually did a little live video this morning cooking some biscuits, and he was a little slow, a little wobbly, but he got through it, and he's looking better. And he said that he goes back Wednesday for starting, I guess, rehab in a sense, Wednesday. So I just wanted to mention that to everyone. Thank you for that. And once again, if you want to, if you haven't had the opportunity to do that, we do still have the GoFundMe page up. So.
Let's see here. Charlie says he don't drink much either.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Papa said he grows weeds and sometimes tomatoes pop up. So
I've watched some of Papa's gardening video. He's had some nice gardens before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was talking about Lee there, Ronnie. He lives in your town, Rock Hill.
Really?
Yeah. Smoking Bears is his channel. I don't know if you know him or not. I asked him about it this morning, and he said he was going to try to reach out to you and see if you guys can hook up and meet up or whatever.
In doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm from, but I live, 30 miles.
Oh, okay.
About 20 miles from there.
Yeah.
Not far though.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's got he does a live show on Sunday morning with his little girls, and they do some cooking every Sunday morning live, and it's pretty cool. So, but anyway, okay, Pickles, that was covering it, huh? Yeah, Barbecue Shack's popping here. Good to have you, buddy. Good to see you again. Now let's kind of get back to your channel a little bit, if you don't mind. We all have goals usually of some sort. Do you have any short-term or long-term goals for your channel?
I'm gonna be honest. I hadn't really. I really don't set any goals or do any kind of when I first started, I did some things, with milestones, like, hit 100 subscribers and do a giveaway, but I don't know. I probably should celebrate them more, like a lot of other people do. I don't know why I don't, but and I know I should set goals. I was just thinking the other day that I'm getting close to 5,000 subscribers, and I was thinking, that's a big goal.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hit that. And then the one like you was talking about, I'm getting close to a million views.
Yeah.
But and then I would like to have a video hit 100,000. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess I really, most successful people, set goals, and I probably really should sit down and do that. But
sound pretty busy, so
I'm kind of a fly by the hip type of person. A lot.
Yeah, that's cool. We all do that.
A lot of my videos are really not playing. Like sometimes they are, but a lot of them are not.
Well, that was one of my questions. How do you come up with your your recipes or your ideas for a video, but just kind of off the cuff.
Yeah, some of them are things that I come up with. Some of them are things maybe my mom or somebody in my family cooked.
Yeah.
Or some of them, it's just I like sharing. I really like sharing. Like I said, I like sharing the restaurants that are really cool and neat places. But I also like sharing recipes that are from South Carolina. We have a lot of unique recipes here, like shrimp and grits. That's made national fame. People cook that for all over. And that was developed here.
You did that, didn't you?
Yes. Sorry.
My wife's over here punching buttons and everything.
Well, I heard someone at the door, so I had to go.
Oh, Stephanie says it's a lot easier to hit the bullseye when you have a target. I hear you.
That's right. But, that is true.
Our friend Cam and Teresa's in here. Cam was already in here, I think, earlier. So, but good to have Teresa with us. What do you use to record your videos? How do you film your video?
About 98% of the time, my phone.
Yeah.
See that right there? Look at that.
Yeah. There you go. Southern Junkie. Guarantee it. So, do you use any kind of external mic or anything, or just?
I do use I do have a Rode mic that I use that I use to plug into my phone. But I'm actually I really want to get a nice probably like a Sony mirrorless camera DSL.
Yeah.
I mean not a DSL, but a Sony like a A6000, 6600, or Canon has come out with some. They got that M50 camera. A lot of people on YouTube use. So I really want to. I've been calling it saving up for it. So
yeah, I hear you.
I want to get that. I want to get some of the Rode
lapel
mics. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you using to edit your videos?
For a long time I used an app on. Well, I still use an app on my phone, but I use iMovie almost exclusively now.
Yeah.
But I used
KineMaster.
Yeah. That's what I used. I had the premium version of it, and I really liked it. But it's just so easy. I mean, the video is something with your phone, and then you can sit there and edit it on your phone, and then upload it, and you don't have to. If you use a camera, you have to take the SD card out, put it in your computer, and then you have to download those, and then, which I mean, a lot of the newer cameras can transfer on Wi-Fi now, but you're still doing essentially the same thing. And,
it's a process. Yeah.
And I never had a computer that could run a software program that good, but I do have an iMac now. I just don't have it set up yet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eventually transition to either Adobe Premiere Pro or either I can't think of Final Cut Pro. Apple's version.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's kind of like a step up from using iMovie. If you're used to using iMovie, it's
Yeah, I think Final Cut, I believe, if I remember right. I've been researching a lot of different ones. I want to say the step up from iMovie, you have to run it on a Mac, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run it on Windows.
Yeah, and I got a Mac already.
So, Papa's picking on you, man. He said, how long ago was it that you put out the solar eclipse?
Wow.
He's getting on you about your shaved head, man. You're going to have to pick on him. That's what he's talking about.
I think I did have a video on a solar eclipse.
Oh, that's what I was.
Like a real
okay.
I was wondering.
Maybe. I was thinking Pickles was picking on you again there. I was going to take up for you there, buddy. Or not Pickles, but Papa Texas. I said Pickles.
He's just jealous.
He's just jealous, ain't he?
Them like bald heads.
There was.
Looks like Jeff with Gypsy and Vanilla Gorillas popped in, so good to have him.
They're canning and listening.
Yeah.
Right.
Pickles says Ronnie follows stock.
Right.
Does he think about a channel like that?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I can't remember any names. I do watch some stock channels here and there. Is that what you're asking, Charlie? Do I watch stock channels?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do. There's one guy named Chris Invest that I watch sometimes, and it's been a while since I watched this other dude, but I can't remember his name. But I randomly search, and I'm interested in short-term rental properties.
Yeah.
I don't own any, but I would like to do that. That's right. Charlie likes. He's bald headed too, like me.
Yeah.
But, I like
Get it
investing.
in.
Yeah. In the kitchen with Karen's popped in, our friend out in California, so good to have her. And looks like Grumpus says DaVinci Resolve's free and run on Windows. So
I've tried DaVinci on because in my church we use some Blackmagic products. We have an ATEM switcher that we use to switch between our display software and our cameras, and I cannot get DaVinci to run. I've tried it on my computer here at home, and it's I don't know if I guess I need a more expensive computer.
Well, I'm just kind of the same way. I've kind of dabbled with it a little bit, and I couldn't get it to run on mine either, hardly.
It was
So
really slow, yeah.
I don't know. Papa said that video was like 6 years old on the
On the solar
Eclipse.
eclipse?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's probably right.
But
2017, is that not? Let's see. 18, that's about right.
yeah.
The world went dark during the day. No, we were like in the South Carolina was like where it went the darkest that day, and like the line come through.
Huh.
Wow.
I was in Rock Hill at the time when it happened. I was at work.
Yeah.
So we went out there and checked it out.
Yeah. How much time do you get to spend on your channel a week?
Well, I try. I don't always do this, but I try to put one video out a week.
Yeah.
And then I try to do that on all my channels. Like the outdoor channel, I don't do it as often. And then, I mean, there might be sometimes when I skip 2 or 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever do, but I get burnt out sometimes, and I have to take a break. So there has been, like I took a break from Southern Food Junkie one time for about 8 months. But I try to do, and then like last year during the holidays, during when it hit November, I was trying to do like 2 videos a week.
Yeah. Wow.
I was doing some a series on I did a series on New Year's Day food that Southerners would eat.
Yeah.
We you have your greens, your pork, your beans, and they all kind of mean something. And then your cornbread, and your cornbread would be like your gold for gold, and your greens. We would eat collard greens on New Year's Day, and that would be like for money.
Yeah.
And pork would be like for good luck.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then I did a sausage balls recipe, and then I did Hoppin' Johns, which is another kind of traditional South Carolina dish.
Black-eyed peas. Yeah.
Black-eyed peas and rice and bacon. Can't go wrong with that.
We use fatback usually, or
Ham.
no.
Ham hock.
I made it that one time.
What I can't. Salt pork, I guess, is what I'm thinking
okay.
of. What we usually do with black-eyed peas, but
Fatback's about the same thing as salt pork, right?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, guys, we just want to thank Uncle Steve for sponsoring tonight's show. We're going to do a giveaway here. We're about 40 minutes into the show. So, if you will, anyone that's in the chat room, if you want to participate, be sure and put hashtag Steve in the chat room. That will qualify you to be entered into the drawing. And we'll do a drawing here about 10 minutes, about 50 minutes into the show. So that'll give us about 12 or 13 minutes for everybody to get it in. So I know some people are cooking and canning and listening and driving and whatever. But anyway, if you can, go ahead and just put hashtag Steve in the chat room, and that'll enter you in. And we'll do a drawing here in a little bit. We're going to do a competition giveaway. Let me just kind of share that with you real quick and show you what that is. Let's see here. Let me do this right here. The competition package is actually 3 big bottles. It says the competition package is the big bottles of pig shake, cow shake, and bird shake. It says no matter what you're cooking, smoking, grilling, be the winner, even if it's just for the old lady and the kids. Stand a little taller, smile a little bigger, knowing that today nobody can beat your nobody can do it as good as you can. So there we go. That's what we're going to give away tonight to the lucky winner, is a competition package. And that's thanks to Uncle Steve. So we'll do that here shortly. And we'll do the drawing here in just a few more minutes. But I'm going to ask Ronnie a few more questions here. What was one of the videos that you had the most fun creating?
Let's see. Think about that for a minute. When I was doing that series on the New Year's Day, meals, I know it was more than one video, but I really enjoyed making those because, like I said, I was sharing something that was, I wouldn't say personal, but it's something, near to our heart that we eat every year for New Year's, and it makes me think about my parents, eating that as a kid and all. And I took a lot of time setting those up. I planned those out, and I took a lot of time with those, setting up. I set up lights and all for those, and that might have been about the time that I got the mic for my phone here.
Yeah.
But I would say that series there. I know it's more than one video, but I would say that series there.
Yeah. Teresa from Flour, Eggs, and Yeast says, does anyone do the 12 Days of Christmas 12 videos in a row, or Vlogmas, a video every day between Christmas and New Year's? She says, we've never done it, but it's supposed to be good for your channel. So I don't know.
I've never done that before, but I do have several people that I watch that do that.
Yeah, I have. I've seen several people do it, but I don't know that I have time to do a video every day. That'd be, wow.
I know, it would be hard.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, I just want to remind you, we've got Ronnie from Southern Food Junkie tonight. If you've not yet been over to his channel, be sure and go check him out. Check out his videos. Leave him a comment. Tell him you've seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. Give him a thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to his channel, be sure and hit that subscribe button. I know he'll certainly appreciate that. And once again, we're going to do a giveaway here in a few minutes. So if you're in the chat room, you got to be present to win. Be sure and put hashtag Steve in the chat room here, and that'll qualify you to enter into the drawing here. And so we'll certainly do that, but we'll give them a few more minutes to get that going. We'll do that drawing. Thanks to Uncle Steve. But what out of all of your library, your videos that you have, which one is your favorite video, Ronnie?
I do have a lot of them that I like. I guess you kind of like yours probably better than some people like them. I do like. I would probably say one of our trips that we've been on.
Thank you, babe.
I know they're not food related.
Yeah.
But like this past February, we went to Bryson City, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be. It was a crazy time. It was supposed to be mine and my wife's anniversary trip. We usually go somewhere every February, and my daughter, this was, she was in school, and the COVID stuff going around, and she had, I don't know, been around somebody that had it, and so got quarantined, and so that she was supposed to be going on a trip herself. So in other words, we had this 1-bedroom cabin rented, just for me and my wife, and we ended up having to take all three of her. We got 3 kids. We had to take all 3 of them with us. This little tiny 1-bedroom cabin, but it was really fun, and I enjoyed making that video. It turned out really good, I thought. But so I know it's not food related, but
I have to watch that one.
Pickle says, "What are you making for Labor Day?"
Probably nothing, Charlie, because I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, do you really? Wow.
Yeah, I had at my work. I'm like over our department, like kind of like a foreman, and we have one holiday a year that we have to work, and we rotate. So there's 4 of us, including myself, and so we have Labor Day, We have Memorial Day, Labor Day, Black Friday, and then Christmas Eve we have to work. And so I make that schedule, and then we kind of each year you rotate. So next year I'll be on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And then the year after that I'll be on Christmas Eve. So
Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Cammie says they love the Clearly Canadian water.
Oh man, I love that stuff. I was so happy to find it in stores, in grocery stores close to me.
Yeah.
That was something I used to, I can remember stopping when I was in middle school, stopping and getting that and drinking it when I was a kid. So somebody I know had just happened to post a picture of it and said, "Look what I'm drinking." And I said, "Where'd you get that at?" And it's like, Food Line, right down the road has it. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going tonight to give me some.
Yeah.
So,
Friend of ours, Samantha Lewis, has popped in, so good to have Samantha. Charlie says, be sure and put hashtag ripoff. So I'll, I don't think that's what we need, Charlie. We need hashtag Steve, man. So, we'll get ready and do the drawing here shortly. But anyway, let's kind of talk a little bit about some of the cooking equipment and things like that. What's one of your favorite pieces of cooking equipment, like an oven or grill or smoker or whatever?
Well, besides my cast iron skillet.
Hey, you're all right, man. Woo!
I love my cast iron skillet. But I do love when we built this house here, one of my wishes was to have a gas, cooktop.
Yeah.
Which it's a gas stove and everything. It's and it has convection oven on it, but it's a gas convection oven, and I really love that. I really love using it.
Yeah.
Still cooking with fire. You know how we like cooking with fire.
Yeah. I know it. I do, man. Me and Teresa, we about ready to start getting out. It's starting to cool down a little bit. Not much yet, but it's starting to cool
awesome
down.
Yeah, our
weather
neighbors
this
are ready
week.
for us to do it too.
Our neighbors are?
Yeah, they told me today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our neighbors love to see us cook and smell that smoke. And
We share with them.
so, yeah, we always try to share with a lot of our neighbors around and different ones at church and stuff like that.
That's right.
So,
I took my neighbor. I've been making. You see that? I put that sourdough bread video, and I've been making that like crazy. I made like 4 loaves last night, and took
yeah.
one to my neighbor across the street. So that's what I've been doing with it, just giving it away to people.
Yeah, you just got to do that, man. That's good for the soul, ain't it?
Well, they do a lot for me too. When I go on vacation, he comes and watches over my place. He comes waters my garden. They're really good neighbors.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to give you just a couple more minutes here. You got to have hashtag Steve in the chat room in order to be eligible for the drawing. So we're going to do a giveaway of Uncle Steve's Shake the Competition package, which is 3 large bottles of competition pig powder, competition cow shake, the competition bird shake. And I'll tell you, I've had all of those, or I have all those, and have used them, and I really like them all, every single one of them. I need to get some more of that cow powder. He calls it cow shake now. I gave that to our son, and I thought I had an extra bottle, and I turned around and cut myself short, but that's okay. So, but anyway, well, I'm curious, I always ask everybody too, if they like to cook in or cook out, or would you rather go to a restaurant and eat, or would you rather cook at home for your family?
Well, I do love cooking, but it's hard to beat having somebody else cook for you.
He does those reviews, so he goes out a lot.
That's right.
Well, I like it, that's hard. Cooking is not really something that I enjoy it. It's a passion of mine.
Right.
But it's not something that I do every single day.
Yeah.
There might be a week I go where I do cook every day. Might put something in the crock pot every day.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy going out and eating, trying new places, especially new places that that open up and stuff.
What's your favorite kind of food to eat?
Well, I do love Southern food. Probably next in line would probably be Japanese.
I wouldn't have ever guessed that. So, elaborate a little bit on what Southern food is.
So, like country style steak and biscuits and macaroni
Grits.
and cheese and grits.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
I do love fried chicken, but I don't like. I know this is probably bad of a Southern person, but I like boneless chicken better.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't like picking it off the bone.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
What's your favorite go-to meal when you are cooking? What's the easiest thing you like to whip up, and it's something that you do quite regularly?
if it's breakfast, probably grits. I cook that quite often.
Yeah.
I'll probably eat that at least a couple times a week.
Well, I've seen those.
Takes a lot.
I've seen those sausage biscuits, sausage cheese biscuits you made with the kids there.
That's really good. I don't make them that often, and those are really good. They're not really that hard to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's something else. I grew up with my mom making those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's a hard
My mom makes these little hamburger patties in like a brown gravy.
Yeah.
I could eat that every day.
Yeah, some little onions in that mixed in
Little
with
onions,
it.
yeah.
Mushroom. Woo! I make that every now and then. I like that. Smothered steak, we call it. Smothered hamburger steak,
Papa
you know.
said
So
steak fingers.
Papa said steak fingers. He likes steak fingers. So I didn't know
Steak
steak had
fingers.
fingers, you
This
know.
is
but,
my favorite right here.
yeah.
Steak fingers, I
Southern
think what he's talking
breakfast.
about is like slicing it and then battering it and then deep frying it maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
I got to give him a hard time, but
I
anyway.
like the breakfast anytime.
Yeah. Well, all right, we're fit.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, man. That's
I was
fine.
gonna say something about the grits. There's fish restaurants around here. It's not a lot of them that serve this, but they'll take grits and cook them, and then they'll put them in a square pan
Yeah.
and let it set up and like congeal, and then they'll cut it and slice it in little squares,
Yeah.
and they'll take that and deep fry it. They'll roll it in like some flour and deep fry it.
Huh.
Really good.
That's cool.
I never heard of
The
that.
Italians, have polenta. They do something similar to that too. But
Cammie might be able to share that with us, him and Teresa, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and do our drawing real quick. We're 50 minutes into the show.
Already.
And I know Ronnie's going to have to get around here in a little bit. Him and his wife's going to have to go to get a little sleep. They're an hour different. They're on East Coast time, so they both got to work. But anyway, we're going to do a quick drawing. If you got just a second or two, if you've not put hashtag Steve in the chat room, that's what's going to enter you into the drawing. So here we go. You guys get ready. We're going to share our screen here and do the drawing live. So give me just a second. Let me pull this up here. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? All right, let's see if we can do this here. We're going to go. Here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Got 10 people entered into the drawing, so here we're going to draw. All right.
those are good odds.
Yes.
Wait a minute, I guess I didn't
What'd
show
you
it.
do? Okay.
I just didn't pull it up on the screen
Oh, there
there.
you go.
So, wow, Grumpus on Fire is the winner. Looks like Grumpus is the winner. Look out. Grumpus is on fire. All right. Grumpus is the winner. So, Bill, if you will, just shoot me a message either on Instagram or whatever, and I'll get all your information and everything, and we'll get you set up here and get that taken care of. So,
They say some
good
stuff.
Yeah, good deal. All right, well, there we go for that. So Bill's the winner, Bill Grumpus.
Congratulations.
All right. Hey, do you put beans in chili?
No, well, that's something. That's something that we call different. So if it's chili, when we say chili right here, it does not have beans in it. But if I'm making that dish, we call that chili beans. And that would be a meal on its own. It would just be chili with beans in it.
Yeah.
We might would eat that with cornbread. Might put cheese and sour cream and jalapenos in it, and maybe onions.
Chopped green chive onion or chopped onion, green onions, yeah.
But most time when somebody around here says, "Hey, I'm making chili," it does not have beans in it. It'll be chili that we'll put on like a hot dog or.
Right. Yeah.
But if there's people here, it's pretty popular. People say, "Hey, I'm having chili beans for supper tonight."
That makes sense.
Well, do you which do you prefer, hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
Really? How do you like your hamburger?
Like cook wise,
Yeah,
I would eat it medium well.
Medium well?
Medium well.
Cheeseburger?
If it had a little pink in it, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger, for sure.
Yeah. Well, now is a hot dog, is that considered a sandwich?
I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meat and bread.
Yeah. I got a crazy question for you. I just got to ask. Teresa hates this question, but I always ask it. I got to ask you though: is cereal considered soup?
I never really thought about that. I did see that question on here, but
You probably thought, where in the world did that come
Most
from?
people don't think about
I would
that.
say no. I think it's cereal. I mean, that's
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
when I think of soup, I think of hot. I know there's some people that eat.
Uh-huh.
There's certain types of soup that people do eat.
Yeah.
But when I think of soup, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Was there a certain type of food when you was a kid that you didn't like that you find yourself eating now?
I did not eat onions, and I did not eat onions until probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
This is
Wow.
a lesson that I try to instill in my kids all the time to keep trying food.
Try.
That
Yeah.
they say your taste buds change, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I got to where I would start eating onion rings.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant we go to in the town that I grew up in, and you'd order a hamburger, and they'd always put one big old fat onion ring on top of it, and it was so good. I started eating it, but like my mom, she made potato salad, she put onion in it. She set a little to the side for me that didn't have onions.
Yeah.
Like I cannot stand raw onions and soup with onions. I knew it had onions in it,
Yeah.
but just one day something happened, and I was like, I was in there cooking one day. I was like, I don't know what it is, but I want to try onions for some reason, and then I liked them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So
Jeff?
I didn't eat okra. I didn't eat squash as a kid. But my dad told me that I would eat onions when I was real young. But then at some point I quit liking them. And I love squash and I love okra now.
Fried okra. Yeah.
I eat about everything except for probably mushrooms. And mushrooms is something that it's one thing that I keep trying, and I keep wanting. I want to like them, I really do. But they just have this dirty taste to me.
Yeah. You just got to put it in that hamburger steak and gravy that your mom told you how to cook with little onions and put your little mushroom.
I would pick them out if I seen them though. It does give it a good flavor though in the gravy. It does.
Jeff says they put chickpeas, garbanzo beans, black beans, and chili beans in their chili and eat it on peanut butter and peanut butter sandwiches. So,
I have to have a peanut
That's an
butter
odd
sandwich with it.
combination.
yeah. Cam said
I was right there with him until I seen the peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah. Well, Teresa, she likes
Oh.
to have peanut butter with her chili, and
From
I would
school.
try it.
From school.
yeah. Cam said he made a burger with poblano and pepper jack cheese. I was going to ask you too, what's your favorite cheese?
I love pepper jack cheese.
Pepper
Man,
jack.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But I love cheese. I love all kinds of cheese. Sharp cheddar, mild cheddar. I like monster cheese. But there's just something about that pepper jack.
Well, you said you was right there with old Jeff on that when he was talking about that, so it just makes me think, what one weird food combination do you like eating?
Well, I put I don't know if you consider this weird or not, but I don't know a lot of people that do this, but I put peanut butter on my pancakes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
that's
I
too.
can't hardly
weird.
eat them without peanut butter on them.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
When
That
I
is
eat my
good.
grits, like he was saying about the peanut butter, I like making toast and putting peanut butter and jelly on it,
Yeah,
and then I like to take the grits and dip on the edge of it and eat it.
yeah, there you go.
Kinda weird.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, man. No, that ain't bad at all. What's one of the spiciest foods you've ever eaten?
I do like, I wouldn't say super spicy food, but I like, jalapeno is probably about my limit. But I've tried habanero. I know there's probably people in here like Papa and Charlie that's eating something a whole lot spicier than habanero, but
Yeah.
I've never done the ghost pepper challenge.
Yeah.
The guy that does the guy that I guess you say, I don't want to say invented, but I guess he I don't want to say design either, but genetically modified the guy that come up with the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Oh.
He's just right up the road from me. Like their store is called Pucker Butt.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. And back,
how fitting is that?
Yeah. That's a good name, ain't it?
Oh, that's a winner right there.
That's legit the name of it, though.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
He had the patent on that. He had the patent on that for a while.
Yeah.
We'll
But,
have some jokes about that one.
Put some of that in the chili beans, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go down to Punker Butts. Y'all want to go with us?
Walking on funny when you leave there, won't you?
Oh well, I needed that today, man. I needed that bad. Well, we're out at an hour, man. You able to stay just a few more minutes with us, or you need to boogie? All right. What one food have you never eaten that you'd like to try sometime?
Well, I've tried a lot of stuff that I don't, eat on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like octopus, and I've had poke, which is like raw fish with the lime juice on it. And I've eaten, but like I don't think I could eat escargot.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to try that. I'm trying to think of something else that I want to try. I never had Colby beef. I really want to try that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What'd you want to be when you was a child?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's a crazy thing about life, ain't it?
I want to be an investor.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite childhood memories?
Probably going hunting and fishing with my dad.
Yeah.
Hanging out with him. We lost him a few years ago at the Alzheimer's, and pretty rough stuff. But
yeah, I feel for you, man. I went through the same thing. My dad, being a POW of the Second World War, he developed dementia later on in life, and I can empathize with anyone that goes through that. It's I used to take Mama to see him after church. A lot of times he was at the VA hospital, and we'd walk in, and I'm the baby of the family, and we'd walk in. Mama would give him a hug, and there's something special about babies of the family, But anyway, that's another story. But we'd walk in, and Mama would give him a hug, and she'd say, you know who this is? He's, yeah, that's one of the boys. He couldn't remember my name, and I mean, it's sad to see somebody that was so sharp and one of the smartest men. He only had an 8th grade education, but he was one of the smartest guys. I mean, that I'd ever known, really.
My dad could do math, man. I mean, like in his head, he could figure out big numbers in his head like that.
Yeah.
That's when we started realizing something was going on with him, because my brother owns a hunting and fishing store, and my dad was working there with him, and he would start he remembered he had all the prices memorized in his head for like drinks and snacks, and then he started asking my brother, what the prices were, or my brother would notice him giving too much change back, or something like that, and that's kind of when we started realizing something was going on.
Yeah, I can understand. Pickles got a question for you. Said, how do you stumble across an elderberry patch on your property? And what else do you have planned for it?
I tell you what, I was so excited when I found those, and I have an app on my phone that's called Picture This.
Right.
And this app will identify, and I did a video on it on my channel, Early Bird channel, last week. In a roundabout way, I talk about it in the video. But I kept noticing these I guess they was bushes. They were popping up everywhere. They were literally everywhere on the side of my property. And originally I thought they were elderberry can be kind of invasive, but it's native here. So if it's native, it's not really invasive. So I kept seeing this pop up everywhere, and I kept cutting these things down. And I was like, man, what is this? I thought it was there's another invasive species called tree of heaven, and they're so hard to get rid of. And So one day I was out there and I used my plant ID app and it said elderberry. I was like, well, darn. I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I literally, there's along the other side of my house has a creek. The creek borders my whole property here. And there's literally probably 100 yards of elderberries.
Wow.
And I went a few weeks ago and picked like 8 pounds of them. Like after I had picked them off the stems, just berries. I had 8 pounds, like 7.5 pounds of berries.
Yeah.
And I only got probably a quarter of them. And I never did get a chance to go back. I went out there and looked the other day, and the birds have been hitting them pretty hard. But
yeah, there's you another side hustle right there, man. You can start making elderberry jelly and wine or whatever and start selling it on the side.
I made elderberry syrup with it.
Yeah.
That was my last video I did on Southern Food Junkie.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be good for like flu and cold, any kind of virus. So, you know, like symptoms of a virus.
Yeah. Pickles says, what's your favorite fish to catch and favorite to eat?
Well, I grew up freshwater fishing. So my favorite freshwater fish to catch is striped bass. We call them striper here, or either rockfish. You know, that's a fish that it's actually a saltwater fish, and they actually come up the river in the freshwater. They're able to live in both freshwater and saltwater, but we catch them here in freshwater. Like we catch them in Columbia, South Carolina, which is like dead in the middle of our state. It's like our state capital.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite fish to catch and my favorite fish to eat. But I do love saltwater fish too. I love flounder. I love, you know, red snapper, grouper, mahi, dolphin, and halibut. I love all of it. I love saltwater fish too.
Yeah.
And I love shrimp.
Have you ever eaten fried conch?
I've never had that, but we were in the Bahamas a few years ago, and I seen the guy out there. I don't know if he was catching them or I don't know where he got them from, but they were sitting at the end of a dock in a sack, and he went out there and got them and brought them in. But I wanted to try that.
Yeah.
I heard that was pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Pretty good. What was one of the craziest things you ever done in your life?
Well, when I was younger, I did a lot of crazy things. I stayed in a lot of trouble in school and probably a lot of things I shouldn't have. But, man, this one time I was with some people from work. It was me and another buddy and a couple girls. But they were, we were all just friends, really. And this girl's house that we were at, she must have been having a relationship with some dude, and this dude was a Hispanic dude that worked at a Mexican restaurant, and I don't know if there was some kind of money exchange going on for, I don't know what was happening. I never did ask, but this dude, he like busted in the door and wanted to know what we were all doing, and I guess he thought she was his girlfriend, and she said he wasn't, and it's like, we tried to tell him, hey, we really was just friends. We really were.
Yeah.
And that dude, it ended up in a high-speed chase. And this guy's, like, trying to run us off the road. And, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going, like, 120 mile an hour down the road. And I don't know what happened, man. All I can say is God protected me that night. Because I just told the people in the car, I said, y'all lay down. This guy, he kept pulling up beside me like he was going to shoot us or something. Yeah. So I told him, I said, next time he pulls up beside of me, I'm locking him down. Well, I didn't really tell him that. That's what in my mind I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was going to do some stunt driving. But when I did that, he went way past me. I was in a Jeep Cherokee. And I wheeled it around. And I got up to an intersection where there was like 3 or 4 ways to go. I picked one way, back roads. Never seen him again. He put his car in reverse for some reason. I looked in the mirror before I got out of sight of him, and I passed the car, and then that girl later told me that he hit that car. So,
wow.
That just crazy night.
That just primes us for the next question. So, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Arrested. Ooh, let's see.
Running from a guy.
Maybe,
Really?
yeah. I wasn't really illegal. I wasn't really doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
What would they think I'd done?
Pickle says
I
Ronnie's the
probably,
next gen.
maybe it's something. Maybe I've done something on hunting and fishing. I try to obey laws though.
Yeah.
I really do.
Ronnie, Pickle says Ronnie's the next James Bond.
No, I'm far from it.
Yeah.
And
Well, we're gonna.
It looks though, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, we're gonna ask you a few more questions. We're gonna wind down here and call it a night and everything. But what are you? What makes you proud of you?
Me,
Yeah.
man.
Any accomplishments or achievements that you've done that makes you proud? That you're proud of?
I mean, I'm really a humble person. I really don't dwell on that a whole lot, like stuff that I've done. But I mean, I'm proud of my my kids and my wife and I got a good family and I don't really know about achievements really.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff a whole lot, but
Yeah. Well, how would your friends describe you?
probably talkative and goofy and funny.
Funny.
I
Yeah.
like to tell dad jokes a lot.
Dad jokes.
Dad
Yeah.
jokes.
All right. Lay one on us here for.
I think in my videos too. I think I have a hard time, like my real personality coming through on that. I think some people do a better job at that. I feel like I'm too serious on there. But I told my kids this one today, so I'm trying to think how it went.
Oh
It was
man.
something about it was a dog. There was a dog that had there was a dog that got a car and it was driving down the road, but it ran kind of rough. So that was a dead joke.
It ran kind of rough, didn't it? Yeah.
They gave me a hard time about that.
I can see why. We're going to have to move on here. If you played the lottery and you won, what would you do with the winnings?
Well, I'd probably help, family out, and I'd probably give money to my church. I'd probably, Papa Texas, he probably knows I'd do a lot of investing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd buy me that house in the mountains too, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Where
rent
do
that
you-
joker out.
Yeah. Where do you on vacation? Where do you prefer to go? Do you prefer to go camping or to the mountains or to the beach?
I love
or?
the mountains.
Yeah.
I do like the beach, but I prefer the mountains.
Yeah.
I like Western North Carolina, and which is like I was saying, Bryson City. Not really Cherokee much, but I do like Maggie Valley and Waynesville.
Yeah.
And I like going to Boone and Blowing Rock and Pigeon Forge. And when we go to a lot of those places, we go to a lot of, like when we go to Pigeon Forge, we like going to Cades Cove, which is, like a, they got like a, y'all might have been there, so, scenic area and a lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well-
I would give Charlie and Papa some of that money too. I see them down there
Yeah.
and say, "Where's my cut?"
Yeah. If I know you're a busy man, you got kids and everything, but what's one of your favorite ways to have the day off? What do you like to do on your days off?
Most of the time when I'm day off, I'm probably doing some kind of work, like cutting grass or bush hogging, or I always got some. If I don't have something to do, I feel like I'm wasting my day.
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit of disc golf here lately too. Y'all know what that is?
Disc golf? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I went and played that this afternoon and yesterday. So that might be something I do too, or go fishing or hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's fall time, I probably would be hunting. So right now I'm doing all the bush hogging and stuff, trying to get my
Get ready.
get ready.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you mentioned Bahamas a while ago. We're talking about Conch. What was one of your favorite vacation spots, or or vacation period? What was one of your best vacations?
I do like going on cruises too.
Yeah.
Disney World, taking my kids to Disney World. We've
Yeah.
been twice there with our kids, but it's just fun to see their eyes, especially at night when they do the fireworks and the light show. But I'm trying to think what I would rank as my favorite out of all of them. The kids, we went to 2 years ago. It was 2019. The last few years, we decided not to buy them a lot of presents for Christmas, to take them on a trip. More about memories, because how toys, they just get thrown to the side.
Right.
2 hours later. So there's this Yogi Bear. Have you ever heard of Yogi Bear campgrounds? They're all over the U.S. So there was one that they bought. It's a Yogi Bear. It's a franchise. Anybody can open one.
Yeah.
So this company opened one, and it's in North Carolina. It's not quite in the mountains, but it's kind of like, I guess you'd say, in the foothills. It's in it's not far from Rutherford or Shelby, but it's called Golden Valley, and it's like 400 acres, and it used to be a Girl Scout camp, and then it was kind of run down, and then Dale Earnhardt Jr. bought the property. NASCAR, those people kind of live all near me. So Dale Jr. bought it and was going to turn it into like I don't know if it's going to be for him or what, like riding four-wheelers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he ended up selling it, and this other company got it and was going to turn it into like an adult campground. They were going to have like a distillery on the property, and that's kind of popular now, the distilleries everywhere. Like the moonshine and stuff. So anyway, the Yogi Bear people, whoever this was, he ended up getting it. But there's a couple of cabins that was there. There was a big old huge lodge, and the property is huge. It's spread out. It has a big old lake, and they went in there and put a big old pool and slides, and the kids really, really enjoyed it, and I really liked it. The first night we got there was December 26th. It was the day after Christmas. And when we first got there, we were the only people there. And then, a couple hours later, some other people rolled in. But we stayed there like 3 nights. And they had these little tiny cabins, little log cabins. And they were, when you first walk in, it's like a tiny home. When you first walk in, it had like a little living room and then the kitchen together. And then you walked a little further, and it had 2 bunk beds built into the side. And then on the right, across from that, it had a full-size bathroom, toilet, and it had, shower, tub.
Yeah.
And you kept walking a little bit further and it had a queen-size bedroom. And then up above it had a loft with 2 full-size beds. So that's what we stayed in there. And the kids loved it, man. And I really enjoyed, like, having the park all to ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really think that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Papa
What's
said-
your... Papa said that his Papa used to own a Yogi Bear in Fort Myers, Florida.
That's cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is.
Yeah. What's your favorite holiday and why?
I'd say it's probably be a toss-up between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm real big on family and get-togethers. Even as a kid, I look forward to that, especially Thanksgiving, and, just being around all my cousins and us playing out in the yard and, eating all that good food. So it definitely had to be one of those.
Yeah. Well, you kind of hit on this a little bit. I asked a question that's kind of similar to this, but I may have to reword that one or not use it anymore, because I like to use this question toward the end of our show. But what are you, on a more serious note, what are you most grateful for?
Well, grateful for, like I told you, like you said earlier, probably what you mean in my family, wife and my kids, and my salvation.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I was born in America. I could have been born anywhere else, like one of those third world countries.
Right.
We're really blessed here, and
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. We sure are. A lot of people take it for granted, but
yep.
there was a lot put on the line for us to be able to do what we do. You know.
A lot of sacrifice. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're going to get ready and wind down. What is the best way that you would suggest for people to follow you?
Well, I have a little bit of everything. I don't mess with Twitter a whole lot. I do have a profile, but Instagram I keep up with, and then like I said on my YouTube channel, and I do have Facebook, and I check those messages. You know, I get notifications on them.
Yeah.
And probably one of those, Facebook or Instagram. Other, you know, besides YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
And Steven, our moderator, he's got all your stuff here in the chat room. But I just like to always
posted that.
Yeah, I just like to ask, what's your favorite for someone to contact you? I know you and I've been conversing back and forth on Instagram. That's a good way, really, to
I think it is. Yeah, that's you got the the DMs or whatever. So I think that's a good way to contact people. I do have email that I get that on my phone, southernfoodjunkie@gmail.com. Also, either one of those is fine with me.
Yeah.
What is it you say in each one of your videos?
Let's get food junk.
Yeah.
Let's get food junk. How'd you come up with that?
I don't know how I come up with that. I just, everybody's got to have a catch line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know what made me say it, because I was, food junkie, and I can't even remember where I started that at, or I probably should go back and probably look at that and try to figure that
out. Well, first of all, we want to thank Uncle Steve for sponsoring our show tonight and for doing the giveaway and everything. So
I'm gonna get over there and get me some of that for long.
Yeah, and be sure and tell him Mr. Cast Iron sent you. He might slide you a little something. Who knows? I don't know. He may do something. Be sure and tell him we sent him, or Papa Texas or somebody. But anyway, before we go, Ronnie, is there anything you would like to say to our group here in the chat room, or certainly to your subscribers before we call it a night?
I'd just like to say I'm honored that you asked me to come on here and do this, and it's been fun, and I've really enjoyed it, and I don't know why you decided to pick me, but here I am.
Yeah,
it's been an honor. It really has.
Well, thank you. It has for us too. We certainly appreciate you, stepping up and we'll be willing to do that. We've been looking forward to it. I know you and I have been talking back and forth for a while, and excited and everything. And I've been looking forward to it myself, and I'm not sure. Someone suggested to get in touch with you, and I always ask that usually off stage, but I'll ask it, if anyone in the chat room or whatever has someone that they would suggest that I reach out to try to interview. We try to do an interview every Sunday night, and we've got quite a bit going on. Matter of fact, I didn't even show our schedule coming up, but we got a pretty heavy schedule all the way up until November right now, but we'll certainly try to accommodate and get people lined up and penciled in. So, In the Kitchen with Karen says, great interview. She'll go check out your channel. So, appreciate that, Karen. But anyway, well, we're going to get ready and get off here, Ronnie. We appreciate it again, folks. Thank in the chat room. We certainly appreciate all of y'all being here with us again tonight. And from me and Mrs. Cast Iron and Ronnie from Southern Food Junkie, we just want to tell y'all good night. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week, Lord willing. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
See y'all. Bye.
Bye.